Toki, Nimi Mili Sam, Sina Sola Ala Sona? If you couldn't understand what I just said, don't worry, you're not having a stroke. I was just speaking Toki Pona. Although actually, I guess technically it's possible that you're having a stroke. I have no idea, I'm just a YouTube video. Comprised of 120 words, Toki Pona is the only language you can learn in a matter of hours, 30 on average, as long as you have an internet connection and nothing better to do than learn a language you heard about in a YouTube video. Created by Canadian linguist and translator Sonia Lang, Toki Pona, the Toki derived from the English word talk and Pona derived from the Esperanto word bona, literally means language of good because it's super hard to whine or complain if you've only got 120 words to choose from. So how exactly does a language with only 120 words work? Let's start with letters, which are like words, but smaller. Unlike the 26-letter Roman alphabet, Toki Pona has only 14 letters with 9 consonants and 5 vowels. The consonants are based off of the English letters P, T, K, S, M, N, L, J, W, and the vowels are based off the phonetic Spanish vowels A, E, I, O, and U, since these letters can be pronounced by most people regardless of language, and each word's first syllable is emphasized regardless of vowel placement. Its grammar follows the sentence structure of subject-verb-object seen in English, Chinese, French, and Italian, with a vocabulary sourced from a wealth of different languages. These articles help clarify sentences, but because Toki Pona doesn't have tenses, genders, or numbers included, it can be harder to parse out ambiguous sentences. The sentence "I am eating" appears relatively easy to construct in Toki Pona, which sounds like mi moku. But if you're around a group of cannibals who also speak Toki Pona, saying mi moku could spell trouble since the word moku means eat and food, and they would hear I am food. There are also 4 types of sentences: statements, wishes or commands, questions, and interjections. Interjections, by the way, are the only one-word sentences and can be any of these words. Because of its intuitive, easy-to-learn structure, Toki Pona sentences get straight to the point. For example, this is "How are you doing" in Toki Pona. Sini pilin seme, with sini meaning you, pilin meaning feel, and seme meaning what. So to ask someone how they're doing in Toki Pona means literally asking them, "You feel what?" which coincidentally is what Joey says in bootleg dubs of Friends. But while having a limited vocabulary limits miscommunication, only the basics can be communicated. There's also no room for polite speech. If you want to say thank you, you're stuck with Pona, which is a generally positive affirmation more than an expression of gratitude. There are the 5 words you can describe colors with, and these are the 3 words that describe numbers. If there's 1 of something, you can say wan, if there's 2, you can say 2, and if there are more than 2, you say moot for many, meaning that any number between 3 and infinity is the same. And if you're trying to describe your morning routine, it could get complex real fast. Describing something in Toki Pona takes a lot more words and careful structuring. This means talking in Toki Pona relies heavily on noun phrases, which always come after the words they describe. To say "I love bricks," for example, would sound like this: Poki lohe lon sinpin li poki tawa, which directly translates to "red box on wall is lovely to me." If you wanted to talk about your coffee, you'd have to get pretty creative because there's not even a word for plain old drip coffee, which would make talking about your Starbucks triple shot caramel macchiato with foam incredibly difficult. These are only some of the ways you can refer to coffee in Toki Pona, and you probably have to settle for saying "sui telo wawa kapekan namako and kule ayo kasi," or sweet energetic water with embellishment and color of wood. While Toki Pona can be written phonetically with the 14 Latin characters I mentioned earlier, there's actually a way to simplify this language even more. Lang also developed a system of pictograms you can use instead, known as Sitelin Pona, which literally translates to simple writing. This sort of system isn't unheard of. Arabic, for example, uses a non-phonetic writing system, as does Mandarin. Here's the full Pictionary of Toki Pona, the entire language in one place, where you can combine words into a single picture, like this one that combines Toki and Pona to create one image for Toki Pona. With its very limited alphabet, it's challenging to use this system to write out a name or location that isn't already defined in the Toki Pona dictionary. This is just one of the many ways I could write out SAM, but for HAI, I'd be SOL because the letter H isn't in the Toki Pona alphabet. As far as native speakers though, Toki Pona has none. Most of the 1,000 plus people who speak it learned it online, as the language boasts large Facebook and Reddit groups, with the r/Toki Pona page having amassed more than 13,000 members. For several years, students at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology could take Toki Pona courses as part of their independent activities so they could unwind from learning with a little hard-earned learning. And last year, Toki Pona was added to Minecraft in case you were interested in making Minecraft borderline unplayable. It's also been taught to artificial intelligence, and one study found that machines were better at recognizing speech patterns of Toki Pona than English because of its simplicity and limited vocabulary. In fact, different AIs were so accurate at Toki Pona's speech recognition that researchers thought it might be worth more people adopting the language to converse with machines. But if learning a new language just so you can talk to AI robots seems a little much, don't worry, you can just wait until the AI has killed us all instead. And if you're burnt out on learning languages but want to learn about something that's just as complex and interesting, I'd recommend checking out our sponsor, Brilliant. Learning about STEM topics is a lot like learning a language. It takes practice, dedication, and hard work that can seem daunting if you're just sitting in a classroom listening to a teacher drone on. But with Brilliant, you can learn about computer science basics in easy, bite-sized lessons based on mastery rather than memorizing everything there is to know about Python. They've got thousands of lessons you can choose from, with more added every month, which is great for brushing up on your skills, learning for the heck of it, or actually understanding calculus after sleeping through it in high school, all for less time and money than one college-level class. Plus, with every topic you complete, you unlock more, so you can work your way from computer science fundamentals up to programming and computational biology. The best part is, you can get started for free today by clicking the button on screen, visiting brilliant.org/HAI, or clicking the link in the description. The first 200 of you curious viewers will get 20% off Brilliant's annual premium subscription too, and you'll be helping the channel while you're at it, so what are you waiting for?